Masquera saying Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zim Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana karike kutanka kukuya panino channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nasi muri Zimbabwe takugira inyaya yabuditswa ne Zim Live yabuda chitawa iyo chima elections akaitwa ku South Africa atemesa musoro Zanu PF na President Mnangagwa mushure mekunge SADC yakabuda ichitaura iyo ichitima elections akaitwa zviri free and fair. This time zvekuti SADC haina kuenda kuside with the ruling party, the ANC. Muri Zimbabwe the ANC iri yadhampwa neSADC. Tisingazive kuti munoona sei nyaya iyi. So the Southern African Development Community Electoral Observer Mission yakadescribe my elections in South Africa as being held in orderly, peaceful and free atmosphere. My elections in South Africa akaitwa muswa 29 May aitungamirwa the Independent Electoral Commission yeku South Africa. So in a statement, the former Zambian president and the ACMO, the SADC Election Observer Mission head by Enoch Kavindele Magabuda Pachara 8 former observers deployed in 9 provinces and engage nema stakeholders from all parts of society on my elections akaitwa South Africa. Magabuda Pachara the mission observed that the country was calm, peaceful in the pre-election, election day and the immediate post-election period. I must emphasize that this was very conducive environment for the elections, where only few isolated incidences of political violence were reported. It was the concern of stakeholders that the incidences prevented special voting and final election campaigning events in the areas. Apart from these isolated incidences, our observers deployed across the country witnessed numerous peaceful, well-planned and highly attended political rallies. Wakabuda vachitaura iyo vachiti the South African Police Service maintain its vigilant and preserved peace during the election period with more resources during the election period. Muri Zimbabwe, the Southern African Development Community yakabuda ichitaura iyo ichimention ma best practices nema recommendations ayo. The mission praised the IEC for the best practices on the following: online voter registration for citizens including the diaspora, which encouraged young and first-time voters to register, with the support of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation for facilitating voting by South African residents abroad, and the implementation of special voting, particularly to include voters who, for reasons of infirmity or other challenges, would not have been able to cast their vote at the polling station, and swift responsiveness to false, misleading information, particularly online or social media, and the openness to the public and close liaison with political parties and independent candidates. Abuda, the SADC election observer head ashitara achipa ma recommendations ashitara achiti ma recommendations anosanganisira the government and National Assembly are urged to ensure the substantive electoral law reforms are debated and adopted early in the next electoral cycle in order to avoid the introduction of electoral reforms close to the election periods. And the ICC is urged to assess options on how best to ensure that the voter management devices do not present challenges encountered on election day. The IEC could consider a manual voter or voters roll to be displayed at the polling stations so that the voters can verify where they are registered. And the IEC is encouraged to review its civic and voter education programs, learning from the challenges experienced in 2024, and design new programs that comprehensively address the new electoral process. And the SAP should consider recruiting adequate police officers to be permanently stationed in all polling stations. But however, in conclusion, the SADC election observer mission observed that the pre-election and voting phases of the 2024 national and provincial assembly elections were professionally organized and conducted in an orderly, peaceful, and free atmosphere, which enabled the voters to express their democratic will and those who sought office to campaign freely. The mission commends the people of South Africa for the political maturity, spirit of tolerance, and calm that generally prevailed during the electoral period in the event of any electoral disputes. The mission appeals to all contestants to channel their concerns through established legal procedures and processes. Karindele uyu muri Zimbabwe sozurunze nekuda kwezozvi Zanu PF yakupanika chinzi my elections muno Zimbabwe avachamatora sei ndofunga the final report the SADC election SADC my elections in Zimbabwe yakabuda ichiti they were not credible, they were not free and fair. Tingaziye kuti munoona sei izvo Zanu PF yakutemwa musoro tari kwaturi vachamisa vakabuda vachauraya vachiti he consulted SADC chinzi haisati yapera nyaya yema-elections tingaziye kuti SADC ichachinja their mind here on the summit yokuda kuitwa muno muZimbabwe muna August muri Zimbabwe. Tikazoona munoona sei nyaya iyi tiudziwe zvamuri kufunga mu-comment section. Taura kunoko the presidential spokesperson George Charamba vakabuda vachideny maclaims ekuti the African National Congress yakasafa defeat ma-elections akaitwa. Vacharamba vakabuda vachiemphasize vachiti ma-coalitions ari kurongwa ne-ANC as their tactical alliances, not the reflection kuti ANC yajigiwa. Vakabuda vachiti what many miss, coalitions are tactical alliances, alliances of necessity. They are not the goal. We had that year in the form of GNU. What happened afterwards? It's politically foolish to judge the shelf life of ANC on the likely temporary retreat. The real issue crying out for analysis is if or not the retreat is strategic. So Abuda Storo na George Charamba muri Zimbabwe Ramaphosa vakabvuma ma results in elections. This is the ANC's worst election result since the end of apartheid 30 years ago, but it still holds the most seats by far. Our people have spoken, whether we like it or not, they have spoken. Zimbabwe, through their votes, they have demonstrated clearly and plainly that our democracy is strong and it is enduring. Ramaphosa vachiaccepta ma-results ema-elections muno muZimbabwe. Sinazve munoona sei nyaya iyi tiudziwe zvamuri kufunga pamusoro penyaya iyo mu-comment section. Vachamisa vakabuda vachitaurawo pamusoro ma-elections eSouth Africa muri Zimbabwe vachitaura vachiti they were held in a free and fair manner. Tinazve munoona sei tiudziwe zvamuri kufunga mu-comment section.